Immunity dropped the last round, the last game, I should say. So let's see if we can get a win for Immunity out of this one. You know, we mentioned it before on the last map. It's the standard trend of CGPL this season. You pick a map, you're probably going to lose it.
Yeah, it seems to be that way, Judge. And for Cypher, I talked about the history of Immunity, how they had some numbers backing them to win that train map. Cypher, they've got numbers to back them winning this map. They've actually beaten Chiefs in the past on this CGPL season, actually on Nuke. So you can tell they're not scared of it at all, and probably one of the biggest reasons why they even picked this map, of course. But knife round underway here now. Not much is really happening, I'll be perfectly honest. Burn gets that Karamba kill, but really, Jane, this is the Immunity show at this moment. Hopefully it's not an indication or a foreshadowing of how this match will turn out, but really, that's knife round, and I can only expect a CT side pick here.
It was a big knife round as well. 4 members still left up for Immunity, but if the knife round win is anything to go off of from last map, that means Immunity win for this one. HLTV confirmed, guys, because Cypher did, of course, win the knife round on train. They took that one away, and let's see if we can see Immunity push this one through.
Yeah, I'm really looking for a cracker of a match here between Immunity and Cypher. Map number 2 here, Nuke. If you just joined us, we saw the Immunity fall to Cypher, 16-11 on train. Now heading into Cypher's pick. It's time for Immunity to prove themselves. A lot of aggression here being shown from Burn. Will it work out, though? Only a matter of time here in this first round.
As we see a good spread coming through from the players. Elusive is playing the outside here, not sure what he's trying to achieve. He's just making one hell of a lot of noise. Burn is pushing up quite aggressively here and is looking for the entry from the T side. Kronos has played around the outside and will get tagged up by Grat. He's looking to play internally. Burn gets tagged up here as he goes to look to move up above. He will get one and takes out Jubes before he trades for Noobster getting a kill. And here we go, the pistols coming through for both sides. Good kills coming through there. Moe, good push through Annex. He's going to take out Noobster. Elusive left on site in a 1v2 situation. Grat is playing heaven. He's going to play outside now and look to move around as a united force. Elusive playing the inside. He's going to be looking to pick up the bomb here and does have the option to rotate down the vents. Of course, Grat and Moe will be watching that option, hopefully. No, they're not. They're going to be listening out for it. Oh, Lord, we hope they're listening out for it. And Grat watching this Annex angle. Elusive is now pushing through, and there's the vent. Surely they've heard that. The bomb is being planted, and it's going to be left to be a 1v2 clutch here for Cypher to start this one out strong.
Yeah, Elusive, he's got the bomb down. He's working the defense now. He's behind Gratis faction, but it will not happen as Gratis, he's well aware of his presence. That's a frag for him. First round on the board here for Immunity. It was unfortunate for Burn there. He had the aggression in that radio room area. Even got into T lobby before any sort of interaction gets fragged out. But at the end of the day, as long as Moe and Gratis are doing work, it's not going to matter because they get themselves that first round.
And of course, this is 2 best of ones. Consider it a home and away game. And if we've got Immunity playing on their map, not their map pick, sorry, Cypher's map pick, which is of course New Community had the last game and dropped that one. They picked Train, Cypher taking that one out in what was a close game, neck and neck, and was tied up at several stages throughout the matchup. We're going to be seeing some aggression coming through from the CTs here as James pushes right up into Hut. He's got the molly and the nade out to make sure that his entry there, had he caught someone with those utility nades, he would have done some damage following up and cleaning up with that UMP. Sorry, that UMP is like his mop.
Yeah, it really is. And just look at this here. James and Urkus, they've got the ump. They're getting the
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, it's all there for Immunity at this moment as James, he'll just get it all done. Elusive now left all alone in the dark corners of Secret, and really, what can you expect here?
I mean, James cleaning up there. He put them up in the bucket and then just wiped down as he took out 3 enemy players and got some damage down to Elusive as well. James is going to be pushing up and getting his 4K for this round. The only other kill going to Urcast, of course, stealing his ace. It's going to be Immunity 2-0 up now. And a good start for them. Cypher was up 3-0 before Immunity brought back around on the last map. Let's see if Immunity can return some of the what they were dealt last game.
Yeah, return the favour, I suppose you could say at this point. But really, Immunity, they're playing this hyper-aggressive style on the CT side. They're really trying to play a disrespect game here against Cypher. Get the momentum to Immunity early so that they can close this game out in convincing fashion. They want their blood here from Cypher. Burn, this might just be the third time pushing Radio Room here. Elusive, he's onto it. He'll get a 50 tag onto Burn. Oh, make that actually 80. And now it's looking a little bit scary for Immunity. They've got to get the next couple frags.
Noobster picking up Gratz. A good opening here, and nice touch from Elusive, who's going to drop Burn, opening up that one, and a rapid flick from him to get that kill. 3v5 now, favouring Cypher, and it's Mwave taking out Noobster. That's going to even it up a little bit. Damages Prackham before dropping down.
Yeah, so now heading into the 2 versus 4 situation that Cypher's always wanted. James here, he's keeping that aggressiveness up. That's another frag for him. 3 versus 2 now. It is well within the realm of possibility. They just have to be careful on how they execute it because time is ticking down.
Jubes playing the ramp here, waiting for a push from the CT's. Immunity already in the window room, in control, looking to get some movement going. Urkast's going to open the doors up. He's watching, being careful of Kronos, of course, in that room opposite him. The smoke's down and James looks for the defusal. He moves out and gets one elusive, takes out Urkast. James picking up 2. It's now Jubes and James. James is going to stick it. The nade comes through though, 2 HP, and he should have stuck that bomb. He could have had the defusal, but that is going to be James going down to the bomb, and Cypher winning out the round with some great pressure coming through from Jubes.
Yeah, Jubes being the man of the moment, at least for that round, where... Well, actually, just sort of surviving, because you can actually look at the scoreboard. He's on 0 frags, so let me just retract that statement just a little bit here. But James, he tried his best in that round. He's been doing great work, 8 frags for him, but really, at the end of the day, it's about what the team does, and Cypher's showing that team dynamic.
Certainly are. Grat answering back, though, picking up Prackham. The nade thrown out will tag up Kronos. Let's get the health and the bullets up there on the screen for you, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to see Kronos... with a slight tag, 74 HP. That nade's done some work, 26 down. Mwave waiting outside, going to look for a kill here on Noobster. And Jubes playing Annex. Not Annex, sorry, playing Hut. Going to get tagged up. Mwave waiting for the push here from Noobster. He's in good position, he's waiting for it. Trigger Discipline coming through, and he's going to take him out. Will not pick up the AK quite yet. He's looking for another frag, but there's no one there for Mwave to even find.
No, there certainly isn't. And what's irritating about this mostly here for Cypher is Immunity, they've spun their playstyle all up on it on its head there, where they've played passive. Elusive though, he doesn't care how Immunity play at this point. He'll get the frags if he needs them. Now Pop Flash coming into that hell area, not quite finding the engagement Elusive probably wanted. 40 seconds on the clock now. As long as Cypher stay grouped here and perhaps get the first entry into their site, they have a reasonable chance of winning this round.
Burn's waiting for Kronos to push. He does know that he's there. Someone is there, according to Burn. And he's seeing plenty of utility come out. Not going to be flashed out. And he's going to pick him up off camera as Jubes now pushes out onto site. He picks up one with James and he's looking heaven for another kill. Will not be able to claim that. Smoke comes out and so does the flash. Urkast picks up Jubes. And Mwave with a great push. He's going to be straight out with a kit onto the defusal there. And a very rapid round coming through for Immunity.
Yeah, you're certainly right there, and really, that's where they want to be here, Immunity. They want to have that early aggression, they want to have that early round lead. Not only because of just getting them closer to that 16 mark, it also just gives them the momentum. It gives them the emotional control of saying, look guys, these Cypher guys, yeah sure, they took the first map, but we're now here on new map, a new day, and we're getting it done. These guys have nothing against us.
Oh, exactly right, and it's testament to the team's stability. I mean, having a good in-game leader that prevents tilt, that keeps you boys on track and pushing forward is pivotal, especially in CSGO. You get a couple of taps and it hurts you, you know, it hurts the mindset, it hurts the game. When you've been dropped a couple of times, especially if you're dropping rounds in rapid succession. So coming back from what was a very tight game, eventually dropped to Cypher, to now be playing so aggressively and so well against them in response, I think Immunity is on the right mind track. Gratisfaction picking up Noobster with one hell of a tap there. He's going to take him out in height.
Yeah, that's the start they need, but really it's only pistols here for Cypher, so The question is how much damage they can do, because I don't think a round win here is too possible, but only time will tell. First pick there from Prackham onto Burn. He's going to say 99 on that round there. Now, AK in the hands of Elusive. If they find a way to use this, I mean, this is CSGO we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. Really, let's see what happens.
They know that there's several up in heaven. Kronos is quite low as Mo's already picked up one. That's two now. And Prackham is sitting up there. James will get the final kill of the round, and that's Immunity pulling yet another one through. 3-round lead now as they head into round 6. Immunity starting the first quarter off strong. We said that that was important in the last game as well in terms of establishing momentum. Cypher did the same on Train. They took out the first quarter and did that well. If Immunity can really enforce the first quarter here on Nuke, and they're going to be set up for a stronger game against Cypher compared to last match.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and what goes to show there is that first quarter which you were talking about. It's all about how they decide to use this this first early lead Immunity and how Cypher decide to adapt. You can see there's a little bit of adaptation. Trade frags always favour the T side, especially when you get it first, but we can see here, outside control, we haven't seen this from Cypher, so you can tell they're looking to change a few things and hopefully change the scoreboard for their benefit. Urcast
is looking to push down and get some movement going. Kronos does spot out Moe and gets the lucky spray coming through there to drop him with the last bullet. Urcast takes out Prackham in response, and Grat's going to drop Kronos. There he goes, and that is now 3v2. Still in favour of the CTs though. Noobster finds one, and he's going to be looking to put him down. We've got Noobster left here in Annex, moving around now. Elusive picks up Grat, and it's 2v2.
Yeah, and this is really what's going to be great here for Cypher. They've got themselves an equal advantage on low numbers, but James, he'll say no to that one as he gets the first frag onto Noobster. Elusive, all left here in the 1 versus 2 here. The smoke will be thrown, bit of an obscure smoke if anything, but the frag nonetheless here. He notices Urcast. That's a fantastic piece of information heading into this latter stage of the match. He knows where he is. He's got the bomb down. It's all about post-plant positioning now.
Certainly is, and Elusive is going to look for that positioning. He will be dropped though. Unfortunately, 25 HP compared to almost 100 isn't quite the advantage. And when you're spraying each other down, Urcast definitely goes into that one stronger. Immunity wins the round. That's going to be 5-1 now. A good showing from the away team on this map.
Yeah, and look, this is where the problem starts arising here for Cypher. They had the chance to adapt. They've had a couple rounds now to get themselves in the buy and then say, okay, we've seen some patterns here, you know, arise here from Immunity. Let's see what we can do from it. Let's see, okay, look, inside's not really working for us. Burn, James, they're really holding that. They're locking it down. So let's go outside. It hasn't worked out for them. And now, being 5-1 down, they're running out of answers here.
And Moe takes out Noob, so that's the opening pick of the round. James gets a lot of information and will drop the bomb, so they know where that's positioned. Burn looking to push up here. He's seen feet in the smoke, and that's going to be a kill for him. Immunity dominating this round as they really bring it to the ecoing T side of Cypher. It's going to look like a 6-1 after this round, as of course Immunity still has all 5 members of their team up. James looking for some picks here. Elusive has missed the tap to take out Burn and will be dropped in response. Moe pushing the hut. Not going to find Kronos as Kronos rotates around. He's going to be dropped by Burn as he cops one to the skull. Burn picking up a 3k in that round. Immunity 6-1, and there it is. The dominant quarter coming through from Team Immunity. They're coming through with a pause here. It's attack pause coming out of Cypher, as they're going to look to change things up. You know, Deadline, we spoke last game about why the first 7 rounds are so important. And do you think this attack pause is Cypher having a little bit of a reset button?
I'm hoping so at this point. It really is a good moment here for Cypher to take this pause. It's sort of like a golden rule of Counter-Strike, really, where if you go down, look, okay, if we go down 6-1 early on, or if we go down like a 5-round lead early in the match, we pause. No matter what, I don't care what it is. I don't care if we know exactly what we need to do the following round. We take that pause. Let's reset mentally. Let's reset, you know, emotionally, and just get ourselves back into this game. In terms of their decision making in this next few rounds. It really just depends on how Immunity are going to change their playstyle. I don't think much will change from Immunity, so we're going to see more of that lobby aggression. And for Cypher to adjust to that, they need to keep that passive and they need to get back that outside control. I actually thought they had a reasonable chance when they went for outside control. It was simply just the 1 versus 1 engagements not lining up for them. So let's see if they're able to do that. Any sort of points you'd like to make in this moment of pause here, Judge?
Look, we've now had Gratz crashed as well, so Immunity are going to use this tac pause for a sec and get Grat in ready for the next round. One thing, I mean, you're on the right track, Deadline. You're making good points. I think that Cypher just need to take this opportunity as just that. It's an opportunity to set themselves up ready for the next quarter and to finish off this half of the game. You know, in any sport, there's nothing wrong with the timeout. You call it because you need to convey a message, and whether that's the in-game leader pulling the boys out and saying, right guys, settle down, let's get this going, you know, let's get the right rotations, let's start fragging, fix up your aim, adjust your DPI, or, you know, adjust your sense, make sure you're changing something up, get fresh boys, have a drink, have a deep breath, and let's reset. Let's forget the last, 7 rounds. That's important. It's important in every sport. It's important in esports in general as well. It's not so much, timeouts can often be called to give your team a 1-minute break from running around on a court or on a field. And the same thing can happen here. Esports is physically demanding because it demands a lot of concentration for an extended period of time. So, that's also a handy thing that Cypher's got here as well. They're recuperating. They're bringing, hopefully, some energy back as we come back into round 8. Cypher needs some energy coming out of the gates here.
Yeah, let's see some support here for the Cypher boys, because really that pause is what's going to get them across the line here. If they've done their homework correct here, we see an AWP boost here from Kronos. I like this a lot. Unfortunately, I should say, James is sitting in a very dangerous spot in that back of the garage area. I like that setup. I talked before whether Immunity would adapt or not, depending on Cypher's pause. It looks as though they have adapted, and really, that's going to put even more uncertainty in the mind of Cypher. Question is, let's see who takes it out.
Grat has got such a high angle here, and he will find Kronos. Great shot there. Kronos not looking for him. And James, of course, like he said, sitting in that back garage section. Grat's now able to communicate that Noobs is there. And the flash is going to come out. Opportunity coming through. But no pushes. I think the change here has been that Immunity's playing a little more passive. They've got 5 rounds up, so they don't need to be pushing. Even on a full buy. They're CTs. Their job is to counter the terrorists, and they're doing exactly that by changing up their playstyle. Good tag coming through here from Mwave. But no one dropping at Jubes. It's just really, really unhealthy at this stage. Elusive pushing around here. Mwave has dropped back towards the lower site and will be opting to hold an angle. Burn sitting in control. He's going to get that molly out. He does have 2 in front of him, and what a spray! The control coming out. He's looking for a third here as Jubes and Elusive look to push him. Jubes is sitting like a duck. Mwave takes that Elusive, and that is one hell of a round out of Burn. He picks up a 3K. Grat and Mwave, the supporting actors, as we come back off of that tactical pause.
Yeah, Burn and Mwave probably deserve an Oscar at this point, as the 7 rounds there from them are doing them wonders. Now, we can see Cypher, they're going to put themselves back into this. They don't want to eco. They're really starting to hit a moment here where they need to define themselves. They need to prove to Immunity what they have up this back sleeve. And it looks as though outside control will be their choice. Again, I think it's the right decision. It's all about what you do in that post moment. You can see Jube spotting the tip of Moe's head there. Now, they're working their way up into this heaven area. I really like this, so long as they pinch that upper bomb site.
They need to pinch this upper bomb site. They need to take out heaven. And we're seeing Prackham and Jubes pushing this out for that option. Burns really pushed aggressively. Oh no, sorry, he hasn't. He's waiting down in the ladder room, and surely he can hear them above him. But what time will tell. Prackham quite lit up. There's Urcast taking down 1. Elusive. The trade's coming through. And good shot between the silos. James is going to pick up Kronos before Prackham drops him. Burn and Moe, the last 2 up. And it's going to have to be one hell of a clutch if Brackham wants to do this. He's going to go for the plant, and the nade from Mwave Kobe as he puts him down. Immunity taking out yet another round. We bring up the scoreboard, and of course that is 6 rounds uncontested for Team Immunity as they head into round 10. They're looking to push this even further, but oh no, it's going to be a save. No forces coming out from Cypher. Smart move. They don't need to yet, and they're going to save their cash to look for a big buy next round.
Yeah, only really Tech 9s and Deagles at this point, really. They've got to be careful, though, because Immunity, they have just about every and any weapon at this point. Any sort of utility, grenade, rifle, you name it, they can afford it. So Immunity, they're pretty much prepared for any sort of scenario here. It's all about those engagements, and we haven't quite seen just too many at this moment. Jubes, he's getting a little bit antsy in that radio room area, not quite getting the frag. Gratisfaction outside will get a few M4 or an M4 frag for himself onto Pracken. Noobstar is down on health, and this is just becoming a bit of a whitewash here now. Elusive and Kronos, they'll be left alone in that hut area. They have some utility, but really, against 5 enemies, I don't know what to say.
There's not much to be said. Urcast with a great spray finishes off this round. Urcast and Grat taking 2 apiece there, with Burn finishing up the 5 frags. And now that's 7 rounds uncontested. Immunity are continuing this momentum. It's something that they struggled to find last map, which was strange being their map pick. And, you know, like you said, they're basically sitting on a trust fund of cash. You know, each one of them has their own little account that they can tap into if they ever feel the need. And they're just stacking up the money at the moment. They don't need to worry about it. They're shopping. They don't have to shop at Walmart. They're going for the top end stuff. This isn't Coles. This is David Jones. Like, you know, it's top line every single round. And Urcast is going to pop down Noobs to Moe. Going to come up through the vent and gets taken by Kronos. And he's going to drop him. And the door has been closed by the CTs. You know, there's options coming through here. The T's looking to play something. We got just one thing we have to watch out for Immunity is they can't be too comfortable. Cypher did have the attack pause, and Immunity came screaming out of the gates afterwards. And Burn doing well to take out Kronos. They need to make sure they're not complacent in their play deadline.
Yeah, certainly the case, and complacency doesn't seem to be the word here, because really they're getting it done. Tubes by himself will be fragged out by Burn, but really what that's coming back to, especially in comparison to Train, like you said, they've decided to, or not decided really, they've just been met with a different scenario. They've been met with a scenario where, hey, we don't have to worry about our economy. We don't have to worry about any sort of absurd individual plays coming from players such as Brackham. We just need to play CS. And at the moment, they're doing that to its absolute teeth as they pick up that 10th round, and now, I mean, as long as they continue to negate those sort of factors, they'll have a great performance here. Kronos, he's going to throw a spanner in the works, though.
Elusive is also going to pick up Burn. Spanners being thrown everywhere, deadline. As now Immunity are dropped back to 3 players, but they were at a disadvantage last round and managed to pull through the round W. So don't count them out yet. Just because they're down a couple of men doesn't mean they're not going to be up the round.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see here the A pinch is coming in, which I've always wanted to see from Cypher. They're finally able to pull it off. Urcast, the only one left in that annex area. He's got no idea quite as to what is happening. Jubes, easy frag for him. James now all alone, 5 versus 1.
Jubes is rotating. He's looking for the door, looking to get some angles watched here, as of course this is the first time in a few rounds that Cypher has such an advantage when holding the site. James is going to be the man to watch. We're going to swap to his camera now as he plays the outside. He's going to take it slow, take his time. He will be found by Brackham, though, and Brackham drops him. What a kill coming through. And Cypher have ended the drought coming through now. That was an unbelievable 8-round streak coming through from Immunity, and Cypher have finally broken the silence. As we move in for round 13, Team Immunity 10-2, still leading by 8 rounds. And Brackham opting to move out on the outer. He's trying to get some angles, and watch down for that long angle is the main one to be careful for. Of course, James is playing the outside. Although he doesn't play it with an AWP, he plays it for some hella information gathering. So if he can be careful out there and hopefully take out the captain of Immunity, they might be able to open up the map once again and maybe push for a second bomb plant in a row.
Yeah, hopefully they are able to do so, as you can see full utility for just about both sides here. It's a 50-50 round. There's no factors in terms of the economy that can really be used or exploited here for any of the two teams. It's raw skill, it's raw aim that's going to really be the determining factor here.
Time is of the essence for this T side. Of course, only 2 HP of damage, sorry. 5 HP damage done total. Elusive and Urcast copping that. Plenty of noise being made with broken glass on the top level. And Burns looking to get a pick here on the stairwell. Elusive moving towards ramp, popping off a shot. Not going to connect with anyone though. And with 30 seconds on the clock, we're going to have to see a T push now. They're going to come in thick and strong as we see the nades come out. And there's Prackham. He's picked up Burn on the outside. That angle has worked for him. But the utility from the CTs is preventing a push. Jubes is quite low now, 18 HP. Elusive looking for the push, and he's going to get dropped. And here comes the spray. Thank you, Urcast. James and Grad helping him out there. And James finishing off this round immunity. I don't think they were happy about dropping around to Cypher.
No. Just when you think they have a little bit of Cypher having themselves a little bit of a foot into this game, it just gets swiped right away from them. The door has been closed and crushing the foot of Cypher there. Full utility. Look at the money here. I mean, even for Elusive, it's fortunate enough for Cypher here just to get 4 AKs because of that economy game. We know from Counter-Strike, they're actually pretty lucky to be getting away with these rifles. But what's probably even more daunting or more scary here for Cypher is that they've run out of rounds here. Urcast ripping the head off Noobstar. Noobs, he's going to try and get back onto James. James, he's having a field day at this point. He really doesn't care what he does, even if he does lose the frag or not.
Burn is really holding down this ramp, and good flash coming out there. He's going to get Elusive and Prackham. It's not going to do much other than prevent them pushing, which, as a CT, he doesn't really care. He's happy for that to happen. It means that they're not going to be rushing towards the site. He's doing his job in preventing the terrorists. Burn going to take down Prackham as the shot comes out from Mwave. Nade comes through and will not find... Oh, sorry, it does take 2 HP off of Elusive. Mwave pushing up with the CZ, and the Victoria, I gotta say, my favorite CZ skin. It's just gorgeous. He uses it to deadly grace, and Kronos is going to trade out revenge for Elusive's death. Burn on the ramp here needs to get some good kills. He gets damage down despite only having 12 HP. Oh. He cleans up 2 kills at the end there, 3 for the round. Burn is on fire, 17 and 6. The most kills in this server at the moment, and really helping Team Immunity to the W here at the moment.
Oh, and look at this. Moe's whipped out the Dak here, the Scar 20, I believe, and that's really just the salt in the wound here for Cypher. They had so much going for them, especially on that train map. We saw such intense rounds being traded between the two. And what's absurd about this all is it's the opposing map picks here. Gratisfaction, AK-47 in that area, annex area, gets the first frag. Moe there. Now you can tell it's insult to injury. The Scars coming in, although Elusive and Jubes, not quite to be.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The round wrapped up. That is the first half here in Immunity, doing it strong, 13-2. Only 3 more rounds to win, and Immunity's taking this one out, and damn quick too. Deadline, this has been the single fastest map that we've casted so far for the Acer CGPL Autumn Series. Like, normally I'm expecting, you know, okay, we got the first matchup for the night. That normally runs dead on to about time for the second matchup, but Immunity are putting on a clinic at the moment, and Cypher really have to step it up. I believe in Cypher, I do. These boys, they showed up last map on Immunity's map pick. They need to do it here on their own, and it's going to be a struggle. Urcast taking out 2 before Prakamarts is back with the Julies. Oh. He's got a 3rd now, ladies and gentlemen. He's looking for a 4th, but he goes down. Moe with the kill will shut down the Wild West shooter. And now it's 2v2, and Burn with a nice tap takes out Kronos. It's going to be the plant, Elusive, the last man up, and the man to watch as he's going to try and take out this round for Cypher. Gets no damage down to Burn. Burn on the turn, and Elusive will drop him with the headshot. Moe on 96, Elusive on 76, and bang! Mwave puts him down.
Easy shot there for Mwave. He will get the job done. It sucks so much there to see because Prakem had the westerns out. He had the dualies. He was getting it all done. Bang, bang, bang. 3 frags. But it's still not enough. Immunity, they respond just as hard with their own team play of their own. AK-47's out now. UMP, it's doing wonders for them at this moment. 14-2 now. I mean, all it is at this point is closing it out. They just need to play calculated, textbook Counter-Strike. And so long as they can do that, we might see quite a convincing scoreline.
Unfortunately, Deadline, I don't think Cypher's got anything left in him, and it's going to be Immunity giving you that convincing scoreline. They've poured up pretty hard, AKs and UMPs straight off the bat. They're not fussed about giving over an AK to the CT side. They're quite confident, in fact. James pushing into the hut here. He's going to get tagged up, and the flash comes through. Needs to watch behind him, of course. There is a CT lurking, waiting for the opportunity to take him out. That'll be Jubes. Burn playing the outside, and I don't even think Burn's playing the outside right now. I think he's just sitting here just leisurely staring across the green plains of Nuke.
Yeah, I think he's feeling a little bit out of this. I mean, the scoreline certainly does seem to represent that for Cypher, but we can see here, pistols for Prakem. This Deagle, it's pretty dangerous, especially with such a tight angle. Burn, he's got no idea. Bang! That's an easy shot for the Prakem into the cranium of Burn. We can see James, the aggressive stuff always at the hut there with the UMP. Frags out on the Jews, but oh my good lord, Prakem. That's a great Deagle shot. If they want to continue getting more Deagle shots, they might see themselves back into this. But as I say that, it's Kronos again with the CZ75 now.
Oh!
Deagle's getting the job done. Elusive with 2, Prakem with 2. I mean, you don't even need weapons at this point. You just need Deagles and you'll get it done.
Deagles, I mean, there's a reason that there's a sticker in the game. My other AWP is my Deagle. You know, like,
yeah.
It's there. It's there for a reason, and Cypher are proving that reason in that last round. I mean, I'm still saying at Deadline, I don't think Cypher are going to bring this one back for a close scoreline, but they're at least going to try and get some dignity points here as they get a few frags and maybe a couple more rounds. I was expecting Immunity to come strong out the gates and take out 3 rounds and GG easy, well played, but doesn't seem to be the case. Noobster getting a lot of damage down to Mwave, and down he goes. Noobster only down to 53 HP with a kill, so a good work for him. Gold star in my book.
Well, it's not all just done and dusted here yet for Cypher. As long as they look at these rounds one by one, try to just challenge them bit by bit, they can get themselves back to that 14-14 scoreline. It all starts here with Kronos, that UMP on that T-red area, and Intel, or Burn, I should say, gets
Intel gets the win if Immunity gets the win. Is that how it works, Deadline?
I suppose so. I'm losing it at this moment.
It's all good, my friend. As Immunity push onto the side here. Great molly, and that's going to force Jubes out of the vents. Urcast is watching the ramp here, and Elusive gets dropped by him. Wandig. Noobster going to answer back, though, and get a frag of his own. It's 2v3. Noobster very, very low. 3 HP for him. He's already got 2 frags. Grat and Burn are here at the double door and need to be careful. Prakem really getting the spray out here. Burn looking to push out. He's seen him, but will not get enough damage down. Prakem takes out Burn, and he's going to get another one for himself. That's the 2K. Noobster, Jubes, and Prakem getting all 5 frags in that round.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was saying about Cypher. As long as they have the right mentality, round by round, one by one, they can get it done. And Prakem, he's started off strong here for Cypher. As long as they can continue that round by round mentality, especially when you know, the frags start leaning towards your favor, especially, I mean, I know it's only pistols here for Immunity and Glocks as well, you can see in this round. It's a chance for Cypher to get some momentum. That's exactly what they need into this series, especially with a scoreline so representative of domination.
And with 1 frag already going the way of Cypher, that's going to be Urcast going down to Noobster. Kronos picking up Mwave. It's not looking good before the T-side. Noobster with a flash out of Annex. Burn not going to be flashed out by that one. The CTs do have quite a strong grip on this one. Burn on the outside. And the long-range P250, that Boreal Forest, didn't even see him holding a gun there, but he's managed to get a kill.
Yeah, and for Elusive here. He's just going to get the easy 2 picks. And now, 14-5, I believe, or perhaps 14-6 now.
That's going to be 14-5. You are right as we head into round 20. Cypher have clawed back some rounds. We bring up the scoreboard for everyone playing at home. That's now 3 rounds in a row for Cypher. And it's a good start for them. I mean, we did have 4 rounds in a row over the halftime break for Immunity. As you can see them getting that first one as we headed into the second half. Cypher have answered back, and it's proving me a little wrong.
Well, you wanted that dominating finish for Immunity. We're not quite getting it just yet because Cypher's still got a little bit more in the tank for themselves. Warp onto Kronos now. Bracket. He's going to spray through that smoke. Easy 2-piece there for him. Now, 5 versus 3.
He's going to look for a third, but Urcast will shut him down on the outside. 3v4. The T's do have AKs. The foul flash from Urcast there, I believe. It's not going to find anyone anyway. There's no one waiting for him. But Smart Flash, nevertheless, as he was, of course, being careful. They don't want to drop any more rounds and don't want to get Cypher back into this game. The more rounds that Immunity drop, it's like we said that first match, and oh my goodness, Noobster picks up Urcast with one hell of a flank. But it's like we said, you don't win just by having a note in your hand. If you gave someone a 50 and get a 10 back, that analogy ringing true here for Immunity, as they were quite convincingly in the lead. Cypher playing it round by round. And maybe we need to see this a little earlier, though, Deadline, had they been able to trade these rounds a bit sooner.
Yeah, that would have been the optimal scenario here for Cypher. Whether it was a matter of Cypher not showing up to the game or Immunity really showing their prowess here, it's a bit difficult to tell. But as you can see, Kronos, he's proved himself, at least in that kill. That's Mwave going down. Easy shot there for Kronos. Now, what we haven't seen in quite some time, I will admit, Eco onto Immunity. I mean, they've been sort of put into a dangerous position where they've had a couple pistols, especially on this T side, where they don't have the economy to field a buy, and that's really a different scenario for Cypher. A scenario it looks as though they prefer.
Deadline, look, I was expecting this to be a very, very fast series. This map looked like it was going to go down in record time. And I might have been looking forward to that to get some cheeky dinner in before the next matchup, but I'm glad it's going this way to see Cypher step up as they are. Kronos doing some work on the outside. He'll take down 2 for himself, Urcast and Burn falling victim. Of course, Grat, the sneaky beaky, is going to come up underneath him and get the frag. Brackham pops a shot off at Noobster, tags him for 7 HP. Grat has just turned at the wrong moment. Elusive popped the shot and was not able to find him. Mwave entering the site. Wrong moment to look away as, of course, there was a man waiting in the rafters. Noobster has put down Grat. It's now James, the captain. He's going to be looking to clean up a little bit. He gets dropped by Noobster on the outside. And that silo is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's a long fall from such a high spot there for Immunity. But nevertheless, great shots from Cypher. That's what they need. They need the momentum. They need those easy frags just to help themselves feel better at this point. But really, if they make themselves feel better anymore, they could be getting themselves back into this game. So Immunity now back on their bye. They've got a chance here. They've got a chance to really just close out before things start to spiral out of control. You can see Urcast, bang! That's a one tap, easy done. He doesn't need any sorts of extra bullets. One will do. Now, Noobster, he's fallen short. Hopefully, Cypher don't do the same.
Bullet economy was something we touched on last game as well. We saw some good things coming out of the team Immunity for that. And Urcast is the man to carry it on. And he's made sure he's shown his bullet excellence coming into this round. Round 22 here in the matchup between Immunity and Cypher for the Acer CGPL Autumn Series. Burn looking to move around the outside with his team. They've made a lot of noise inside, and now it's their chance for a rotate. They're going to be looking to push underneath and get onto the bottom site. Kronos is moving around to watch that, though, and has the angle here with the AWP.
Yeah, this is the most favourable angle you can get for Kronos. Bang, he will get a shot. Oh, only tagging down Burn though, so that's unfortunate for him. He's going to re-engage or repeat. He needs to get himself out of there. Mollies are being thrown now. Perhaps bailing him out of the situation now. 4 versus 4.
As we hear the flames burning, James pulls a bomb out at the wrong time, and it's going to be Burn picking up Kronos while Prackham takes down James. Mwave has heard Jubes making a lot of noise on the top side, and he's going to take him out. Urcast does get dropped, but trade out by Mwave. And we see entry onto the site. The smoke goes down, and Mwave getting the plant. Burn waiting in bottom room, and Elusive now needs to get the clutch. Throws out the molly. It's instantly extinguished as he throws it into the smoke. Flash comes out. Elusive checking his corners. Will not look right quick enough, and Burn takes him out with extreme prejudice.
Yeah, and this exactly goes back to having that cushion, or it's almost a mountain of pillows. A pillow fort here for Immunity to fall back on with so many rounds in the bank. 8 rounds, dude, is the difference between these these teams. 15 on the score here for Immunity. Match point. Now, I mean, Cypher, they're fortunate enough to get themselves just enough for another buy. But at this point, buys won't matter as long as Immunity can just get one more on their board and secure themselves a 1-1 split for maps.
Burn playing here on the silo deadline. It's going to be potentially the last round we see in this matchup. Immunity versus Cypher. Urcast getting tagged up there by a teammate. And likely it's only... Yeah, a little love tap, you know. It's the CS equivalent of just that cheeky tap on the butt on the footy field, you know? Just saying, I'm here for you. I'm behind you, friend. I support you. Let's do this together as bros. That's it. It's going to be Noobster keeping the defense strong with a smoke and some tags coming through, sitting atop the hut on the site here. But the slow push is going to come through from Immunity eventually. James playing the external. He's playing with that smoke grenade, and that's going to be thrown out, hopefully getting the angle for long.
Hopefully so. I mean, for Immunity here, they're doing this. I'm seeing the same tendency as last round. They start in the inside site, they try to do as much damage, and then they move it over to Outer's control. But what's really impressive about all of this is it's all just a ruse. They've only sent 2 players into that lower area while the other 3 make ramp room control. So here we're going to see the best capitulation possible. But as I say that, look at Elusive.
Wow.
3 frags for him. He'll get the job done now. Immunity, they're back to losing ways.
Elusive, unbelievable work. We weren't able to catch that. Noobster going to drop down Burn, and Urcast trades him back out. Now Urcast against the world, and he will be dropped by Prackham. Cypher take out yet another round.
Yeah, and this is just the world of Counter-Strike here, especially in Australian esports, where, I mean, just when you think the round's done and dusted, or just when you think, okay, I'm starting to see a little bit of you know, a strategy here being put in place here for Immunity, one player can just make the whole thing disappear, and that's been shown from Elusive there. 3 kills with that M4 sword off on Mwave. He loves this weapon. He loves to throw a little bit of a spanner in the works there for Cypher, but ultimately it's only pistols, so I think we may just see a nice round here for Cypher.
We can't say only pistols yet, my friend. Grat's taking out Jubes with a deagle. Noobs has answered back and taken out Mwave, but my favorite weapon in the game has made a resurgence onto the map. Urcast has got a sawn off, and I'm looking forward to this. The Wasteland Princess, it's a beautiful gun, and probably the most offensive sawn-off you could have. Urcast managed to pick up a kill with that dirty frag onto Noobster, and he's going to be rotating out. The T's don't have the bomb at the moment. That is problematic for them. Burn is playing the outside, so he'll be able to get a good angle to cover his teammate here. Urcast is going to be able to rotate out. And they're looking for picks at this stage. They don't want to play too hard to get to the bomb. They're assuming that the CTs have the bomb covered and are going to be looking for them with whatever information the teammates could be passing on. So with Prackham, Elusive, and Kronos all at full health and a lot of utility, we've got 2 incendiaries there. 1 molly as well on Prackham. So basically 3 incendiaries, 2 smokes, 1 smoke, sorry, and 1 frag, plus the 2 flashes. So if you're looking at those, there's a lot that the CTs can do with this to hold off the T push. So as Burn looks to get up here, Urcast has the bomb, no armor. He's playing glass cannon now with a sawn off. And oh my goodness, Kronos has put down Urcast. Burn answers back with Prackham sitting underneath him. He gets one up.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty fortunate result there for Immunity, only because they got the 3 frags only with deagles and sawn-offs, a sawn-off I should say, which really put Cypher on that 9th round, but it's a scary 9th round because The economy still doesn't favour them too much, but it's only one round here for Immunity. We've seen, I mean, where were we at 15? We were at 15 maybe like, we're only 2 rounds ago. However, Cypher have just picked up like 5 or 6 rounds in this half, so they've shown that they're not giving up, or 7 rounds I should say.
But the thing is as well, we were at 14 8 rounds ago. You know, exactly. So that's one hell of a hold from Cypher here. They've done very well to push through. So, I mean, look, I counted them out when it was sitting at half-time and Immunity was 13-2. You know, I thought that this was easy 3 rounds GG Immunity, but Cypher are really sticking it to me, man. They're making me eat my words, and I don't appreciate it.
It's the relentlessness of Cypher. They will not give up at this moment, especially when players like Prackham, 24 frags, he's had a 30 bomb last map. Please don't tell me he does it again. We can see here smokes being lined up from Immunity. They've popped the top windows. This is a predetermined, a premeditated strategy here where we can see smokes will rain in. Oops, Burns just underarmed that one, so that's a whiff and a half. He will extinguish himself as well as his dignity, really, at this point where we hit the 35-second mark. Oh,
Burn, he's played really well, and we got to give him that, but my god, a fail smoke's always a good one. Urcast and Grat picking up kills here. Moe, off camera, is picking up Jubes, and Noobs is going to get James. We're watching Burn here, and he hasn't really done much yet this round except fail a flash. Immunity is going to win the round, and that's going to be it. GG, well played, Team Immunity. It's 1-1 for this series. Of course, the chat's kind of asking, look, guys, how does it work if it's a best of 2? Think of it as 2 separate games. One's a home game, one's an away game, and that's exactly what you've seen here. My name's been @JudgeBrand. We're going to be back with the next matchup. Deadline, who's coming up next?
We have Legacy up against Corday, a cracker of a series.
Absolutely cracker. It should be amazing. Of course, Legacy coming off of the ESL AUNZ Champs match tonight, so going to be interested to see whether they've still got the stamina to push through. Stay with us. We're going to play some tunes while we get the next one set up. This has been the Acer CGPL Autumn Series.